Hey, so I've been thinking a little bit about the future of design, and yeah, I can't get away from the idea of rocks, lots of rocks, rocks, rocks everywhere, big rocks, little rocks, rocks cut in half, rocks with leather on them, definitely, definitely leather. Also, maybe some metal bars coming out of those rocks. This is definitely the future. Yeah, in fact, I've even been working on some of these ideas, and they're, trust me, they're going to be in the future. Rock, 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 rock.
I think the future of design is really uncertain at this point. I think there are some beautiful opportunities ahead for each of us to explore and really push ourselves in these given constraints to create something extraordinary and different and unique. I think there's also an opportunity that will be more apparent for inclusive work. When we start to use our inclusive design practices, there is no doubt that our solution sets will change. The way that we consider the value of good design work will change. And also the hierarchy of our engagements and our studio structures is going to change. We're going to start designing across the board rather than in a vertical of up and down, which is really pretty exciting. I also think the future of design is going to be wild. There's something really wild about reconsidering the systems that we've had in place, blowing up the hierarchy of white supremacist design, and thinking of what inclusive design really looks like. I'm excited for it.
I think that we're going to need to design our way out of this pandemic, and that we're going to have to come up with whole new ways of communicating and being together, and new tools to enable commerce and to enable communication. And I think that's where it's all heading, and it's essential.
Future of design will use collective talents working across distances with less physical boundaries to be successful.
And I think the key words for the future of design are harmony and connection, and learning to live with each other and nature in ways that are more sustainable, local, thoughtful, and renewable, whether that's looking to energy sources like wind and solar power, turning away from the mass market and overly processed, or creating spaces that unite us. We spent the last few years exploring the planet and seeing our differences, even as the world became more global. Now, as a result of the pandemic and the plethora of dramatic experience that this year has brought, we have realized that those differences are superficial, and we have found renewed importance in our similarities and the basic things, community and health, we need as units.
Well, I'm thinking and hoping that in the future in LA, we see a merging of the incredible craft and fabrication history that we have here, along with our forward-looking and highly, highly adaptable culture. So I'm excited to see how those forces work together to look. Cancel that. Okay, and I work in media. Thanks. Hopefully you can work with that. Bye.
Here we go again. Here we go. Here we go again.
I would like to think that the future of design will be more about ethics and equality and really using design for good. I feel like we've been talking about design for good for a very long time, but I think it still has been used for things that aren't necessarily helping us create an impact in the world for the better. So I'm really hopeful that ethical design is the future, and I think also the value of the thinking behind design rather than the actual creation.
So what I think the future of design is, as we become more inclusive of the creative industry and we start to embrace and champion the, collaborative, diverse perspectives and bringing them into the design process, we're going to see more equity in our society. And this is because designers touch everything. They touch the products that we use, things that make our lives easier, what content we consume, how we, enjoy each other, and come together. And so, naturally, by being more inclusive and bringing in more perspectives, these things that we designed are going to be much more effective. They're going to be better for everybody, not just for a few. And yeah, it's going to hopefully change society to being more equitable. So yeah, that's what I think the future of design is. Thank you.
I'm a kid. Life, homework, and flying cars. Bye.
To us, design is always responsive to time, condition, and need, and that includes the future as much as the present time. We felt that as time, condition, and human or society's needs change more rapidly than past periods, design needs to respond faster and possibly break down into smaller units to be able to adapt easily. In terms of spatial design, where we are, we felt that lifespan will also vary tremendously to allow for a new breed of temporary spaces to emerge, creating opportunities of cross-discipline work with neighboring disciplines. In our mind, design for the future is cross-disciplinary, design for the future is adaptable, design for the future is responsive, design for the future is tailored to local conditions, design for the future is resourceful, and design for the future is definitely optimistic. Thank you.
I work in UX, so I think about how design can truly remodel the experience that we're having in life right now. We're all stuck indoors, so we're on the verge of a civil war, and I really believe that design has a way that we can address all of these issues and redesign the experience of living together, living indoors, and living healthily, of being social distance and still staying connected by thinking about this as a design problem that we can solve.